I want to give the advice to everyone, and I most of all want to remember it myself, and I want to document, and I want to take videos. And if someone happens to find this and is going through the same thing, we can get through it together, because I do have this video in my head of the way I should feel, talk, and act, especially on social media, but I also want to be really authentic, and the truth is this shit sucks. So, I saw Jay for the first lady. I saw her for 2 or 3 years, and then the second lady I also saw for 2 years. My college provides free counseling, and I would like to drag anyone. If you've never been to counseling, I love it because I love knowing why I do things, and I want to be happy, and I want my relationships to be good, and I love self-awareness. So that's why I went. There's a much deeper story, but going to therapy or counseling doesn't have to be for any really big thing, really intense thing. It can be for anything you feel like going for. And it's just really great to have someone who's not biased, who you just look up to, love where they are in life, and get guidance. And my take on therapy, and the reason I want to be a therapist, is because I feel like it's just a great chance to have someone out there tell you what they see and help you figure out what you want. I've never had to do anything I didn't agree with. Like, I wasn't forced in anything. I never felt ashamed. And honestly, in my first therapist, I found a mature woman that gave me so much support. And then my second therapist, I found a woman that is just such a light in the world and such an inspiration. And in another life, she had to have been my best friend or my sister or mentor. And I want to share everything I learned, because what happened was I graduated in May, and so I literally can't see her anymore because the college counseling is only for students. And she also works at another practice, but she just started, and like there's a wait list, so it's just impossible for me to see her anymore. And she just made such a big difference in my life. And the truth is, I've been trying to convince myself for quite some time to make a YouTube channel and talk, because I do love to talk about how I feel, and I also love helping others. So I thought YouTube could be a way to do that. I also journal all the time. I like to talk about how I feel to figure it out. And so I'm just doing this in front of a camera for me, and also for you if you're watching this, because I know I'm not the only one that fell in love with a therapist. Not literally fell in love, but really looked up to someone, but then we had to go our separate ways, and it would have happened when I moved away, because I planned to move away in less than a year. What happened then, and this can be applied to any great friends you had, or mentors, or teachers, anyone that's close to your heart, especially that you feel like maybe you shouldn't feel like you're grieving, like it's a breakup, like it's an ending that you shouldn't feel so intensely for. But when people inspire you and when people touch you, I don't think you're meant to forget them. So the one piece of advice that has helped me, I just found this out about 3 days ago that I can't see her anymore. One piece of advice that helped me, she told me, you know, she's so sorry, she can refer me to someone else. And I was just thinking, but you know me so well, you give me amazing advice, and I will get into chunks of that advice in later videos, like just amazing advice. I want everyone to go see her, and I want to give to people when I'm a therapist what she gave to me, which was the safe, wonderful space that was also a mirror. So I went to Bible study last night, and I'm very spiritual, but I'm not very religious. I'm not goody-goody. I don't go to church. But my school has this really sweet little Bible study place, and we can talk about really what's going on in our life and look for a spiritual meaning. And I believe God is love, so it's just a good support place for me. And I love hearing what people have to say. I love hearing people's stories, and I love sharing my stories. And so I'm also an extrovert, so anything college has going on that I can still get into because I live next to my college, I'll go check it out because they're my family. The little college is my family. I went to Bible study last night, and our Bible study is usually great. We can get some great life application stuff. I can share more of that too. I don't really want this to be a religious channel, but good advice is good advice. Sharing stories, fun, and I always think people can just take what they need. If you don't believe in God, but you like the message behind it, it's all yours. Hold on. I'll tell you about this tea in a second. But I know my thoughts are a little bit scattered, but like I said, this was really from my heart, and this is really for me, and I want anyone that's watching this to feel like we're friends now. So this is how I would talk to my friends too, except I would also listen. So I went to Bible study last night, and the Bible study actually wasn't good. We were like, wow, we can't get anything out of this to apply to life, and that's never happened. Like, it was nuts. But in the Bible study, our chaplain referenced another verse real quick, and it hit me. Because ever since Jay had said that she couldn't see me anymore, I had been thinking about one session I had with her where I was like, thank you so much. You really helped me figure out where I'm trying to go and like what I'm trying to do about this situation. And it was so important to me. It was about a boy. And I didn't know if I should be emotional or logical. I don't want to cut him off. He treats me like this, blah, blah, blah. And she had told me, well, you already knew everything I said. All I did was tell you, yeah, you're right. You do know what's going on. And I can look back because I journal. So I can look back and see exactly what she said and make another post about it. Because I just want to remember. And I want people to see these videos and be like, oh, I should go find a professional best friend. I'm really passionate about this. Sorry, because I relate to it because I have pretty much made it my degree and also my career, and I just love it. And when she told me that all the answers had already been inside of me, she said it's because I didn't hardly explain anything to you. You agreed with me. Like, you agreed with me. It resonated with you. It was already inside of you. You have to listen to yourself. And I had been thinking of that all day because I was really bummed. It's like worse than a breakup because of course she gave me so much support. I am almost like, how am I gonna go out on my own? I mean, I can, but I feel like she was like my number one supporter. So it's very personal to me. And probably one of the most intimate relationships I've had with a woman. And when I say intimate, I mean in college you do learn that, like in my psych classes and in EAP, equine assisted psychotherapy, you do learn that therapy is so intimate. And by intimate, I mean your therapist doesn't necessarily, almost never, doesn't share personal things about them. However, you build such a close relationship because of such deep topics that it's built on vulnerability and trust and respect. And it's got nothing to do with like romance or sex, because I know that's how intimacy is usually worded, like interpreted. But yeah, when she told me that, it was like, wow, Jay, all these good things I see in you and how much I admire you for always being able to put my thoughts towards yours. You're saying that's me. They're already inside of me. And it just brought so much power back on myself that, like, yes, I'm so blessed to have this woman helping me and guiding me and giving me support. I don't feel alone. But also to be affirmed that she was just reflecting me. And, oh, sorry. The validation was so important to me. And so I'd been telling myself after she told me, I'm so sorry I can't see you anymore because I just have no space. I had been thinking to myself, if she knew how upset I was, she would tell me, it sucks ass. It's shit. It's awful. It's gonna hurt that we can't see each other anymore. We're gonna miss each other. But she would also tell me to trust myself. Trust the voice inside of me that tells me I already know where I'm going and that everything is going to be more than okay, and that we're not like apart. She still exists. I can email her and tell her what's going on as long as I don't like expect therapy over an email. That's unprofessional. She wouldn't do that. But like, she's not out of my life. I can still get to her. She still exists and I still love her. And I've just never dealt with a professional relationship that I'm losing. And I care about her so much. It's really complex. But I know she absolutely knows I'll be okay. And that I have all the answers in me. And I think this might come down to bringing my power back to myself, that I don't need someone. It sure is nice, but there's other therapists, and I can take our experiences and the advice she taught me and keep going. When we went to Bible study and we referenced that other verse, it was about Elisha and Elijah, and it was 2 Kings chapter 2, I think verse 7. It's at the beginning. And his mentor goes to heaven, and I hardly know about the Bible. I just started going to Bible study like 2 years ago because my best friend goes, and so I don't know the context, and I could be interpreting this all wrong, and I don't want to offend anyone, but I don't care if I'm interpreting it wrong because, like I said, take what you need. So what I got from the verse was, he was obviously going to miss his mentor, but his mentor said, it's a hard request for me to always be with you, but I will always be with you twice in spirit. And not just with Jay, but with any relationships I've lost, or that didn't work out. I do miss my old friends. And like I said, this can be applied to anyone you miss, especially if you don't feel like you should miss them. Yeah, you should miss them. But the lessons you carry from people and the experiences you have with people and their spirit is with you simply because you care, because you want them to be there. If I died tomorrow and my friends said, Haley's always with me, you damn right I am. I'm always there. I always love you. I'm gonna have to stop talking because I'm going to cry, and I can't cry because I'm about to go to the gym, and if I cry, I'm gonna mess up my makeup. And don't worry, I'm changing before I go to the gym, but I also have to eat my dinner. This is your permission slip, and this is my permission slip. You are everything that you need. You have all the answers inside of you. You know. Your higher self knows you are safe, you are guided, you are loved. And second of all, when you miss someone, even if it was awful, even if you in this world don't get along or do get along. If you're separated by physical circumstances or separated by death, love connects us all. And if you love that person, if you care about that person, if you miss that person, their higher self, their soul that is created from God, and I just believe God is the consciousness of love. I believe, if you want to call it the universe is pure love, and we are all souls from the same source. We're the same. Souls from the same source. We're all connected, and if you love them, those experiences are yours. Those people aren't yours to own, but the experiences you had are. And just by having gratitude, loving them, and giving yourself permission to miss them and grieve them, it is a loss in this physical world. The experience is still there. The memories are still there. The knowing is still there, and that feeling of perfect wholeness is still there. And that can feel really good, and you can also really miss them a lot, and it's all okay. All those feelings are okay. Now, I've been talking for a long time, but if you want to try this tea, it smells so good. It's pumpkin spice tea. I got it at Target. It's about $6 for 20 bags. It's in a burnt orange tin that's really pretty, and I get that, and then I get vanilla almond milk creamer by Natural Bliss. You have to get that. So you brew this tea, and then you put that creamer in it, and it's so good, and it has no sugar. So he's tired of me talking too. I really hope this helps, and bye. Bye.